Red Bull started 2022 with the momentum given to them by their successful 2021 campaign. Max Verstappen won the 2021 Drivers' Championship, but 2022 has proven to be unlucky and problematic for him and his team. But what exactly is wrong with Red Bull's reliability? Red Bull started the 2022 season looking strong with a car that has the speed to win races and help Max Verstappen defend his title. But with the first 3 races completed, we can clearly see that something is going wrong with their engine. Max Verstappen finished in only 1 out of the first 3 races. The world champion suffered his second DNF of the season at the Australian Grand Prix as his car ground to a halt with an unspecified problem on lap 39 in Melbourne. The non-points finish adds to another non-score in the season-opening Bahrain GP and has left the Dutchman 46 points adrift of runaway championship leader Charles Leclerc after just 3 races. Speaking to Sky Sports, Verstappen said that thoughts on the championship were far from his mind already, as the priority was on Red Bull getting on top of its problems. "We're already miles behind, so I don't even want to think about the championship fight at the moment," he explained. "I think it's more important to finish races. Today was in general just a bad day again, not really having the pace and just managing my tyres to try and just bring it to the end, because it looked like quite an easy P2 anyway. I knew I couldn't fight Charles, so there was no point to try and put pressure on him. But yeah, we didn't even finish the race. It's pretty frustrating and unacceptable." While the cause of his retirement is unknown, Verstappen said he feared not making it to the end when Red Bull mechanics were seen working hard on his car on the grid. "I knew there was a problem," he said, "so it was always going to be a question mark of finishing the race. I mean, these kinds of things, if you want to fight for the title, they cannot happen." Red Bull team boss Christian Horner said he fully accepted Verstappen's disappointment in that situation, but said the priority was to understand exactly what had gone wrong. "It's totally understandable, his frustration," he said. "That was a really disappointing result not to finish the race. We don't know what the issue is yet, but I don't think it's actually engine-related. I think it might be a fuel issue, but we need to get the car back. We need to be able to look at what exactly happened." While the reliability problems jeopardize Red Bull's championship chances, Horner said that at least the team knows its car is quick. "I'd rather fix a fast car than try and make a reliable, slow one fast," he explained. "We need to get on top of it. We can't accept DNFs, but we need to understand what the issue is, and we have got to address it." And to add to the big problem, Red Bull is already trying to resolve their engine that seems to be causing problems to AlphaTauri too, with Pierre Gasly retiring from the Bahrain Grand Prix with an engine-related issue and Yuki Tsunoda retiring from the second race before it even started. Max Verstappen equalized a negative statistic that F1 witnessed 17 years ago. In 2005, the reigning world champion being Ferrari's Michael Schumacher started the season with 2 retirements in the first 3 races, as in the first race of the season, he had a collision with Nick Heidfeld. In the 3rd race of the season in Monaco, he was forced to retire because of an issue with the hydraulic system in his Ferrari F205, while in the 2nd race in Malaysia, he finished P7. For the sake of statistics, the 2005 season ended with Schumacher being 3rd in Drivers' Championship, behind the 2005 world champion Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen. Adrian Newey, who is Red Bull's chief designer, is known for creating fast but fragile cars in the past. One great example is the car he designed for McLaren all the way back in 2005. McLaren MP420 was fast but unreliable in testing, and whilst Kimi Räikkönen used the car as best he could in the early part of the season, Juan Pablo Montoya, who had joined the team from Williams, initially struggled to handle the setup as well as the unusual driving technique the car required over the Williams chassis he was used to. Moreover, an off-track injury put him out for 2 races early in the year. His stand-ins for those 2 races, Pedro de la Rosa for Bahrain and Alexander Wurz for San Marino, finished 5th, including the fastest lap and 3rd respectively. Montoya eventually settled with the car and scored 3 wins and several podiums. The Mercedes engine was the most powerful in F1 that year, but suffered reliability problems, which cost Räikkönen the World Championship to Fernando Alonso and McLaren the Constructors' Championship, despite McLaren winning 10 races to Renault's 8 wins. Räikkönen won 7 races and was in position to win at least 3 others, but the car's unreliability cost him the title. Montoya also suffered from reliability problems, which cost him a potential win in Hungary and potential podium finishes in France and China. Continual development throughout the year made the MP420 the fastest car in F1 from mid-season onwards, proven by the number of pole positions and fastest laps accumulated by both Raikkonen and Montoya. Raikkonen and McLaren eventually finished second in their respective championships, whilst Montoya finished fourth in the drivers' standings. But what exactly is wrong with Red Bull's engine, and how does it affect their championship campaign? In the first race of the season in Bahrain, Max and Checo were both forced to retire because of engine-related issues. The problem that caused those issues was a vapor lock, which is commonly seen in old cars. Vapor lock is a problem caused by liquid fuel changing state to gas while still in the fuel delivery system of gasoline-fueled internal combustion engines. This disrupts the operation of the fuel pump, causing loss of feed pressure to the fuel injection system, resulting in transient loss of power or complete stalling. The fuel can vaporize due to being heated by the engine, the local climate, or by a lower boiling point at high altitude. This problem is expected because of the new E10 fuel that F1 introduced to the sport this year, and everyone thought that it could be fixed quite fast. Especially after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix that Max won, this problem was forgotten. But was it actually linked to Max's retirement in the Australian Grand Prix? After Max stopped his car, smoke was coming out of the back, but the real reason for his retirement was his potential hydraulic issue. If it was an engine blowout or a problem with the radiators, there would be much more smoke and steam. So many people guessed that the problem was caused by the hydraulic system in which Red Bull seemed to be working on the grid before the race. The list of parts they changed is big, including an auxiliary radiator, clutch actuator, LHS deflector, fuel cell loom, clutch breakout box, and the entire gearbox hydraulic system. But this theory doesn't add up, because when Max stopped his car, it seemed that he had power steering and could downshift normally, which would not be the case if he had a hydraulic issue. After the race, Christian Horner and Helmut Marko both said that it was a fuel problem and that they even suspected a fuel leak. The problem seemed to be caused by a fuel line which connects the fuel tank system to the high-pressure pump on top of the engine. There's a small pipe which is only 10 centimeters long and takes about 10 bar pressure, and this has a quick connector in the back of the fuel tank and then bolts up to the high-pressure pump, which takes the fuel pressure for the direct injection system up to 500 bar of pressure beyond that. So the whole problem was caused by a small pipe. Those pipes go through lots of inspections, so it's really not logical to just stop working. It seems like it's more of a human error, so the fault could be at the pipe's installation or sealing. So Red Bull has to take a difficult decision on whether they should emphasize on solving their reliability issues or trying to develop their car so they can stay close to the Ferrari's pace. As Christian Horner said, he prefers to work on fixing an unreliable car rather than trying to make a slow one fast. But in the first 3 races, Mercedes, who had a reliable but not that fast car, scored more points than Red Bull, and George Russell is somehow second in the drivers' standings. So Red Bull can't afford to lose more points if they want to take the fight to Ferrari. At the end of the day, reliability is a huge factor when it comes to winning championships. So Red Bull needs to solve these fuel-related problems in order to be able to fight for the championship this year. So what do you think Red Bull's going to do to solve these problems and bounce back? Let us know in the comments section below.